Podcast with Anthony Stevens and Damian Lib.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Through the Lens Podcast. We are on episode 128. Thanks for joining us. You know, what do we got?
This one,
Another abundance of thoughts, basically.
yeah, but this one gets kind of therapeutic at points.
It does, which I don't know. I enjoyed.
I did enjoy it as well.
Yeah.
It's definitely not, at least the first half isn't as funny, but it is.
There's some funny things.
There is. But we kind of go into that, and we go back over the one like conspiracy theory that I've been like pressing on for maybe like 2 or 3 minutes. And then we really only have like one film we kind of go over our anticipation of, and then we kind of splurge at the end.
Yeah, this was just kind of a free flow one. I think it's fun to do that every now and then.
Oh, absolutely. It's necessary, and sometimes I feel like those are the best ones.
Yeah, they end up being some of the best ones.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly.
Absolutely. Excuse me. I was going to say something, but I don't remember now. Enjoy. I hope I get famous one day.
And then we just continue to say, fuck Chris Brown.
And we get shot. Because you know who really,
I can't find it anymore. But
you know who really bangs is my
William Hung?
CB.
Chung? Oh. See what?
That's what Drake said. Says, you
Oh,
know
yeah.
who really bangs my CB. And then he said YG, and then YG was on stage with fucking Kendrick. Some funny shit.
Here we go. Not a woman beater when he committed his self-defense against the woman that has been beating on him 3 months before the actual incident.
Is that why no other man has ever said anything about Rihanna doing it, but like 8 other women have come out against Chris Brown?
Yeah, keep the same energy when a woman puts her hands on you continuously until one day you end up in the hospital.
When did he end up in the hospital?
Yeah, the Umbrella singer, they highlighted something. The Umbrella singer allegedly slapped Brown in a heated argument 3 months prior to the February incident.
Not a
Ooh,
slap.
Wow, not a slap.
I mean, I would justify that with like maybe a pushback, but not not that.
Yeah, no.
And even if there was evidence of something that happened 3 months prior, doesn't mean anything happened that night.
No.
So
Yeah, no, it's a moot point. It's
seems like the man has a problem with anger or drugs or both.
yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, because you have actual real life proof too.
yeah, exactly.
So-
We've gone over that a lot on this
Yeah.
podcast. Like, dude, like I do not understand how
You can't say
people-
shit about it because you got proof.
That's the one thing I'm waiting to see is like people standing up for Diddy and shit.
Hasn't happened yet, surprisingly.
No.
I mean, I don't know who would.
You know who's been real quiet about it though that
Who?
I've been kind of surprised with is MGK.
Oh, you know what? I didn't think of him.
Because he was like that was his artist. That was like his dude that like was huge for the last 10 years.
Yeah, no, I did see one tweet that said, now I'm wondering what MGK did to get signed by Diddy or something like that. I don't know.
Well, and then MGK even has a song with Cassie, so
He knows something. He has to know.
yeah, I mean he has to. I mean, I dude, not gonna lie, like the more and more I look at him, I feel bad for him.
MGK?
And I respect him a lot more with his music choices as of late.
I don't like the Jelly Roll song. It's a cover.
I haven't listened to it all the way. It's not a cover, but they heavily sample Country Roads by
That's what it is.
John Denver.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they call it Lonely Road.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I just don't care for MGK. I like some of his newer stuff, but as like a person and stuff, he doesn't like sit right with me. I don't know.
As of late, I've started getting behind him a little bit more, but like he's had like a pretty public like. Honestly, it's a timing thing for me. He's had a pretty public thing with like going back to God and stuff, and then also like kind of getting away from some of that wild shit he was doing and talking about how like his daughter has been helping him basically like get clean because she basically told him like, what the fuck are you doing?
Because he was into some hard drugs and shit.
Well, he talked about it multiple times, but he said like, he's like, my daughter's like my best friend. Like, that's the one thing I will say about him, even when he was like losing himself. Every week he would show up in Cleveland to go watch his daughter play volleyball.
Yeah.
And then he would go back on tour.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
he's
you can't
always
take
been a
that
good
away.
dad.
He's been a good dad, yeah.
Yeah. Where
I
like
don't
he even said like that's the thing that like made me want to get my life straight, because it's like seeing basically what is my best friend tell me that I'm fucking up is like, and you're 14 years old. What am I supposed to do with that?
Yeah.
I can only imagine how that would feel.
Yeah. Well, from experience, when you're the kid telling a parent something they don't want to hear or they should hear, they don't take it very well.
Yeah.
Because it's coming from you.
Oh yeah.
And it turns back around on you.
Always.
Yeah. So.
Always.
Yes. Oh no, I get the same way if my parents tell me something that I know I need to be doing, but I don't.
Mm-hmm.
And when they tell it to me, I get pissed off.
I'm the same
But then
way.
after, I'm like, okay. Well,
I'm the same way. I try to reflect on it. Sometimes it pisses me off more.
yeah.
And then other times I'm like, you know what? Just grin and bear it, do better, and
Telling you
push
for a
forward.
reason.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So I don't know what they could be telling you. I feel like you have your stuff together way more than I do.
I mean, I don't agree with that fully.
Really?
So here's my thing. I love my parents to death. I get frustrated with a lot of people because everyone knows what you need to do with your life.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And you're always getting that, and you're just like, all right, like I get it, but like for the most part,
But do they really know?
yeah. But for the most part, like a lot of the people that tell me that stuff, like we're in the same situation.
Yeah.
So I'm like, don't preach to me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So I mean I don't try to give life advice to anybody.
Yeah.
Especially you, because I don't know. I still feel like you're way far ahead than I
oh
am.
no, trust me, and I
Mentally, well, I mean, because you have kids and stuff, so I feel like you're just more matured anyway. I don't know.
I just have grayer hair. That's all that is,
Yeah.
baby.
Well, maybe it's because like the stuff I was doing, you weren't doing, so that makes me feel personally more immature in a lot of ways.
See, and so I understand where you're coming from. I hope you don't ever feel like I made you feel that way, because like
No.
I've never been like, hey, like I've always wanted to be there for my friends to help at any point. And like my thing is, if I've ever needed, I've asked you for advice, or I've asked whoever. Like, it's just those unsolicited moments when people are telling you that you're fucking up, where you're just like, I'm already having a hard enough fucking time with it. Just like
I don't need to
stop.
be reminded of
Yeah.
the shit. That's the thing that pisses me off. Like, for example, like on Saturday, me and Kenzie went to a car show with my dad, and my dad started getting on me about stuff I need to be doing. And for some reason, I don't get embarrassed, even when Kenzie's there. I don't know why. I just don't get embarrassed. Because, I mean, she knows everything anyway.
right.
But I was getting mad, and I'm like, the reason I got mad, I wasn't even mad at him. I was just mad because, like, he's just making me like remind myself of like how I already feel about myself and what I need to do, and that's why I was like getting pissed off.
Right.
Yeah. So.
It's hard to be in that situation, especially when it's the people that you always kind of wanted to make proud too that are pointing it out, and you're already struggling with it. That hurts more than if it's some random fucking person you work with who you don't give a shit about.
Yeah, especially like because my parents and stuff. I don't feel like I've done anything really to make them kind of like proud or anything. I'm sure I have, but to me, I don't feel like it.
I see that, and dude, I feel the same way though. That's the thing is. I know I look like I got my shit together, but like when I had my first house, I inherited that. I didn't really do anything for that. It was like a moment where it was like my parents were either going to give the house up and just say screw it, or they were like, or you can take over the payments. So that's how I got that.
Yeah.
So like, and then the whole liquor store thing was from selling the house.
That was like a whole fucked up weird thing though. That's different, I feel like.
Yeah, it was very different. And then hopefully this time the house stuff goes through, and then I'll feel a little bit better. So
yeah, I don't know, but I feel like in a lot of ways, I look up to you more than a lot of people, just because like I feel like with your family and stuff, and just where you are, I feel like I want to get to that at some point.
Oh, no, I definitely appreciate that because honestly, that's the one thing I definitely do have is my wife and my kids. It's the absolute best thing in the world.
Yeah.
Like it's one thing I always wanted, but I didn't realize how much I'd actually like love it.
Yeah. And I'm not sure where I'm at with that. Like I do. Like if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, then that's cool too. Kind
Right.
of thing. But I don't know. And plus, we're almost 30, but like 30 is like not shit in the grand scheme
No.
of things. So, I mean, nobody like ever has it figured out all the way.
Oh yeah.
But especially like us, where we are, we definitely don't because we're still like young.
Yes.
So,
Dude, I still feel like the world's gonna like. Oh, I feel like I did in high school where I'm like stuck between this weird thing where I'm like, I'm never gonna get old, but I'm getting old at the same time where I'm like, I feel like I have so much time, but I also feel like my windows of opportunity are closing because I'm not as far along as like stuff I've watched or other people I've seen in my family that are like way fucking further ahead and way younger than even me.
yeah. And I get like that too, but I talk to Kenzie about that sometimes, and she just like reminds me that everyone's on their own timing.
Mm-hmm. It's dude, and if it wasn't for my wife, I probably would have lost it about that stuff a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like she's my rock when it comes to that. Like I literally, especially because of not really having anything, if it wasn't for my wife, I would straight be just walking across the country. Like I would not give a fuck at this point. Like I especially with how hard I've been getting into conspiracy shit. I'm like, dog, I want to just walk so I don't have to listen to anything for a while.
Yeah, that's just crazy. Because I was talking to her on Saturday about stuff and just about how I really could have done something with music, but I like kind of like gave up on it. And even like with the movie stuff, I get like too in my head about it sometimes, and that's like a small reason as to why stuff takes so long all the time is because I get too much into my head and I'm like, what am I doing? Or like, should I be doing this or something like that? And, and she just told me that I just need to do it.
And
like,
I definitely agree with her on that. But I also appreciate the fact that you're a perfectionist.
Yeah, it's a fault though too, because it does take so long. But then when I do that, I get too in my head about it, and then I just like, I don't know. I just keep going over the same ideas or keep changing shit, and it's just like, I don't know. I get too in my head is the main thing.
No, I fully feel you on that. It's definitely hard.
Because I know we can do it. I know I can do it, and I think that scares me too. Mm-hmm. Just the thought of stuff happening scares me, even though it shouldn't. I don't know why.
I say we just fucking pull the trigger, baby.
Yeah.
Especially, I saw what you did with the first one. So I'm so excited to see everyone. Like, I'm still ready to film the other one we already have mostly done. I know you've done a couple rewrites.
Oh,
on
the
it.
Carve My Name one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll come too. But yeah,
whether we do it here or in Alabama.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll all work out. But yeah, I just need to stop getting in my head and letting stuff flow out rather than holding it in.
100%.
So, it's that imposter syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
Because when I'm writing and shit or when we're doing stuff, I'm like, should I be doing this or why am I doing this?
Right.
But I don't know. It's just like negative self-talk that holds you back.
Oh, I'm 100% there with you. Because half the time I'm like, oh, I need to do this. And I'm like, what's the fucking point? Or just, oh, it won't be good enough and you won't be fucking happy with it. That type of shit. And it's a constant cycle and battle of even just trying to get through that.
Yeah.
Like I did so good this year with working out. And then like the last month I've just been like, well, I already fucked it up. So why am I going to try again? And then I know I'll get like a drive in like 2 months to just fucking hit it again.
Yeah. That's the one thing that I've been like consistent with this whole year. Ever since December has been going to the gym.
Yeah.
And I think it helps having Kenzie too.
Oh yeah.
So
see, my wife is more like, let's just chill and hang out. And I'm like, I get it, but like,
let's do this.
I want to work out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just don't want to be the fat dad. That's my biggest thing. Like when my kids are in middle school or something, and like that's the moments when they're like, my dad can kick your dad's ass.
Oh yeah, that kind
I don't want to pull up and see somebody else's dad and be like, fuck.
I mean, I don't think you are at all.
I mean, I'm technically obese.
No, you're not.
Clinically.
Let me.
29. Oh wait, no. Let me check what my thing is real quick because I have it on here.
Really ain't over till Lizzo sings. We should coddle fat people. Sometimes I can hit his voice, and sometimes I can't. What the fuck? Oh, it like auto typed for me. It says I typed in what is clinically obese, but it said what is clinically depressed.
So I'm just under obese now. I'm at acceptable. 25% is obese.
25% body fat?
Yes. I'm at 23.9.
I feel like that's kind of because when I think obese, I think fucking like
You're
my
also-
600-pound life.
Yeah, that's morbidly obese. That's
okay.
That's considerably morbidly obese. No, like just regular obesity like puts you at like higher risk for a lot of things. I am at 23.9. Well, this was like 7 pounds ago. Like I'm 7 pounds heavier than what this is now, so 23.9% body fat, likely a little higher.
Okay, so I got this chart. It says degrees of obesity, and it said 18.5 to 24 is optimal. Overweight is 25 to 29. Obese is 30 to 34. Morbidly obese is over 35, and then super obese is over 50.
Jeez.
Body mass index.
Oh, that's BMI.
Oh, okay,
my
that's
BMI is 28.
Oh, okay. How do you know? How can you figure that out?
I have a scale at home.
Oh, it
that
probably has
measures
all that shit.
Yeah.
I haven't even gone. I wish I would have taken pictures before I started working out. I didn't. I mean, I can tell the difference, obviously,
Right.
but I wish I had.
I mean, when you sent that one picture, I was like, fuck, bro.
That's another thing. I get in my head about that too sometimes. I look at myself in the mirror and it's like cool to see, but at the same time, I'm like I don't know how to feel about it.
Right.
I'm like, is it really me? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things that is hard.
Pause.
It's hard to know when you're going to be happy with yourself because there's always another goal that's going to pop up.
Yeah, and I'm like definitely like happy with myself, but also I don't know. I question myself a lot.
You're also like, I want to look like fucking Mortal Kombat. Liu Kang.
Oh, Liu Kang.
Like that
don't-
ripped.
I'm like, I wonder how big I can actually get with my body type.
I can imagine you getting pretty. I can imagine you at least being like video game Liu Kang if you like fucking went crazy with like diet and exercise.
Which I have like, as far as eating and stuff, I have definitely been eating a lot better since we started working out. Mm-hmm. But yeah,
I was for a while. Now my fucking like cravings are out of hand. I'm like, bro,
it's hard.
but it's also really weird. So like, normally, and maybe it's because it's the way the cycles work. Normally in the summer, I gain weight, and then in the winter I shed it off. Because it's like the whole idea of like the animal kingdom. Like you eat more right before the winter to hold it all in to where you burn it off. But I don't fucking sleep for 6 months. So it's one of those things where it's like, I don't understand how that works, but like right as summer hits, I think it's because of the heat and just being worn out. I'm like, I'll fucking eat whatever. Yeah. Whereas during the winter, like my body heat is at least regulated to where I'm like, okay, I can at least like manage my appetite.
Yeah.
Because I'm not burning off everything through the heat too.
Right.
Ow.
Yeah, shit's crazy. I don't know.
It's wild.
Shit's wild. I feel like just like a lot of changes all at once in life. I feel like.
Oh yeah.
Point in time.
Dude, I have not been this stressed out in a long time. Like I can't remember the last time I was like this frustrated. Like it's so easy for me and Ariana to fight right now because
Same.
it's just, especially trying to get this move going and everything. And I mean, we were trying to get ready for Thomas's birthday party, and then a couple of our friends like baby shower type stuff. And dude, I haven't had a moment to sit down unless we're doing the podcast.
Yeah.
3 months.
That's how I feel too.
Yeah. And then when I do have time, we're helping her aunt build a deck. And so like I'm so ready to go to Alabama just to like sit down.
Yeah.
For 5 minutes because I don't know anybody and no one can ask me a favor.
Right.
So I'm just like, I'm waiting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. Like, the main thing I run into is before I dated Kenzie, I was a lot more. I don't want to make it sound like fucked up, but I was able to be around like my parents and my grandparents like more. But that's just how it is because I lived with my mom until I was like 26.
Mm-hmm.
So I think everybody was just used to me being around all the time,
Right.
and I really didn't have my own shit going on. But when I started dating Kenzie, I started to really like go off on my own and kind of do what I wanted because I never done anything I wanted really.
Well, not only that, you have to split your time between your family and her family when
Yeah.
you're able to see them.
Yeah.
And I mean, you have to build your guys' relationship, and it's hard to do that when you're around everybody else all the time.
Yeah, and I think for a minute there, maybe they still do. I don't know if they do, but like everyone seemed a little bit like upset about it. But I think it's because they were so used to me being around all the time.
Right.
Like they're not used to me having like my own thing going on.
Right. And it's hard to find that balance, especially when you were like, especially with your like mechanical skills. Everyone would call you to help them out with that, and
Yeah,
it's hard to like give up the reins for anything. But eventually, people understand. They get it.
yeah, and I think that's what it's getting to now, with everybody. But like you too, like this is like probably one of the most stressful times of my life too.
Mm-hmm.
Just with. Because, like, there's an added, like, pressure now being with Kenzie and then doing what we're going to do and, like, me planning on being with her forever. Like, there's extra pressure on me to, like, try to, like, get things going, like, now.
Mm-hmm.
And
even if it's not from her, it's a societal pressure.
Yeah, societal pressure or just because I feel like I need to be the one to, like, be that.
Right. And see, that's one of the reasons I feel like, honestly, I've become slightly more conservative. It's a natural instinct for a man, like especially once he finds like a reason to take care of something and like wanting to impress and all this other stuff, and especially after you do, to keep it's such a mental war with yourself where you're like, even when you do want to just relax, you're like, I gotta make sure I'm getting to where we're comfortable. Where I was comfortable was such a lower bar.
Yeah.
So it's a crazy thing to see, because then you see these other guys who like mooch off their girls, and you're like, how in the fuck is anybody okay with this?
Yeah.
And I have plenty of people I know that are that way, without being specific.
Yeah.
You're just like, at a certain point, you're like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. And there have been times where if after I pay everything I need to for the month or whatever, I don't have much of anything, and she'll be like, oh, I can get this. But then I'll, like, when I do get paid again, I'll, like, we'll take turns on stuff sometimes. It's very split evenly a lot of the times. And half the time she don't let me pay for shit.
Right.
But it's not a thing to where I, like, make her do it or anything. It's like, that's just how she is kind of thing.
Right.
So it's pretty even there. So we don't have any issues there, but I don't want there to be an issue there. So I don't want it to lead to that.
Oh, yeah. Well,
But,
and before me and Ariana had kids, it was the same way. Like, I would always try to make sure I took care of everything.
Yeah.
And I would never let her pay me back. But, like, if she wanted to here and there do something, I don't think I ever let her pick up a tab. But, like, I know I used to, when we first started, I think we were only together for, like, 2, 3, 4 months maybe. I was working at Papa John's, and I blew a tire. And I was like, I'm fucking flat broke. I've been making payments on the car and everything.
Yeah.
So I was getting ready to ask my parents for money to help me. And she's all, you drive me around all the time. I don't have a license or any of that. She's like, let me just do it. Basically, just consider it like my gas money for a little bit. I was like, fucking easy enough for me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's how it is with her too.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, it's nice in that way too.
Yeah.
But I think before I started, like, it all ties together. Before I started, like, partying and stuff, I felt a lot less stressed. And I think it's kind of weird because I was, like, suppressing a lot of things. And then once I started doing drugs, I started to, like, trauma bond with people while I was on drugs. And doing that kind of opened up everything, and I started to think about things more, and like stuff that's happened in the past is like affects me more now than it ever has because I opened that gate. So like a lot of people do drugs to suppress those things, which I did too, but it also like opened it up and then I suppressed it. So it was like a back and forth thing, which is why I was doing it.
Right.
So yeah, I think it all like the stress that I'm feeling now kind of started when I started doing that, because I was like I talked about things that I was like holding on to for a long time, but now it like stresses me out.
I can definitely
if
see
that makes sense.
Oh yeah, no, and I can. I know exactly what you mean. To a degree, obviously, I don't know everything.
Yeah.
But it's. I'm sure that would make it a lot easier to get through some of that, but afterwards, trying to work around that when you're not in that, it has to be a lot harder.
Yeah, it's a lot harder. And then there's like, my mom is like giving me options of like people to talk to or whatever, and like for some reason I don't do it. It's like I don't know. So I can't like really complain about feeling how I do half the time because I don't do anything to fix it. But I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing.
I mean, you still can as long as you're not relying on everybody else to pick up the pieces.
Yeah.
Which you don't seem like you do. You're pretty self-sufficient. I don't really worry about you the way I worry about like some other. I do worry about you. I mean, you're one of my best friends.
Yeah.
So anytime anything were wrong, I would like hope you'd call me or something.
Yeah.
But I also get that it's hard to reach out. Dude, when my uncle died, I didn't talk to anybody about that. Like,
yeah.
At least not the way I was feeling. I'd be like, it happened. Like, I might have talked to my wife like once. It's been 7 years. It'll be 7 years this year. I think I've talked to my wife like once about it.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things like, it's like, I can just kind of like graze over it or stuff like that, and I'm fine. But I have a problem like delving into it.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too with it, because it's this, the main thing is like the things that when I got you and Justice together to tell you something.
Oh yeah,
that's like the main thing. And what's funny about it is the first night I had hung out with Kenzie, like last April for that Red Rock show. I told her that like that night.
Really?
Yeah, I'd never done that before, but I told her that night. And I think since then, I think I brought it up like maybe like once or twice. I haven't really talked about it with her.
Right.
So, but yeah, but for whatever reason, I did that night. So it was kind of weird. But yeah, I don't know. That like adds on to the stress. And like, to be completely honest, like when I found out you were moving to Alabama, I'm like in my head, like this is probably not what it is at all. But I feel like I like letting you down a little bit because I feel like the movie stuff is like taking forever. So I felt like you were, I know that's not what it is, but I like felt like shit. He's probably like giving up on this kind of thing and doing that.
Oh no.
So I need to like, so I know, but in the back of my head, I know it's not what it is, but like, that's just what I like felt.
Right.
Kind of
and dude, I fully get that.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make sure I let you know that I didn't feel that way. Cause like, I still want to do the podcast. We have to figure out how the fuck to make it work over Zoom and stuff, but
people do that all the time.
Oh yeah. That's going to be a priority for me. And then, I mean, it's only a few states away. It's a 20-hour drive, 4 or 5 hour flight. We could always meet in the middle and find somewhere to shoot. Like, we still have options and vacations and shit like that. So like, I'm going to be back here regardless. All my family lives here.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I thought of too. I'm like, it's not like sometimes I think I'm like a kid sometimes and I don't have access to like travel, even though I'm like, wait, I mean, I can do that whenever I want to. So it's kind of like a weird thing.
Right. And like long distance calls aren't a thing anymore. Well, mostly aren't a thing anymore, at least not for in the US.
Yeah. But that's what I thought.
Yeah.
At the time, and I'm like, fuck, I don't like ever want to do that kind of thing. So.
No, I get you.
Yeah.
And trust me, that had absolutely nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And I know how hard that can be because like there's certain things where I overthink like messages I send and people's reactions, or just like stupid little things I said like in high school that even today I'm like, I was a prick, bro.
I've never misinterpreted a text that you sent.
No?
Ever.
Okay.
No.
I always make sure I'm like, I feel like this might come off wrong,
No.
but I'm gonna fucking.
For whatever reason, I never get that with you. Justice, many times. We've fought over that many times.
I can see that.
Yeah.
There are times where I can't tell how
Yeah.
he feels when he
Kenzie?
said something.
Kenzie, a lot. Like, we'll both misread texts almost all the time.
When I first got with Ariana, I misread stuff all the time. Now I'm like, no, I know she's mad.
Yeah. So it's weird. I'll like think about a text she sends, and I'll be like, I don't know. I can't tell sometimes, but other times I'll be like, oh, she's mad.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes they're the same, and I don't know. It's kind of weird, but
It's weird though, because my wife still doesn't know like what I mean when I send certain shit. She's all, I don't understand, and I'm like, I'll just explain it to you in person because it sounds way more dickish if I send it again.
yeah, if you have to over-explain through a text, it just comes off worse than the initial thing.
Like, I seem like I'm either being sarcastic or really pissed off.
Yeah.
So,
We had a whole fight based around one text one night.
oh really?
Yeah, it started in the morning, and it lasted all day long into the night.
Just because someone didn't, the other one
Because
person
she
didn't believe the
thought-
other person about their intent.
Yeah, so there was the night before, she had gone to hang out with her friend Sean, and they went to like the Legal Pizza or whatever. And then she got home, and she's like, I'm going to bed, good night. And I'm like, oh, you don't want to like talk anymore? And she just sent IDK LOL. So in my mind, I'm like, that's kind of weird. So I was like, what do you mean? And she didn't answer back. And in the morning, she texted me like normal, like good morning and everything. And she was like, I was just so tired last night. And I'm like, oh, okay. I thought you were like upset because of that last text you sent. And she's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, you just said IDK LOL. So I didn't know what to do with that. And then I said, I wasn't sure if something was going on, meaning something was going on with her. Like if she was like upset or something.
Yeah.
She took it as I thought something was going on. Like she was like
Fucking around. Yeah.
And she just went with that for a long ass time. And she's like, you know how that makes me feel? And I'm like, it's not what I meant at all. So it just turned into a big old
Dude,
thing.
texting sucks.
Yeah.
It's such an easy, like, slippery slope.
Yeah. And I'm just like, what the fuck? I've never like, I think because she's so used to that because like everyone she's dated in the past has like been like really bad.
Right.
So she's just used to that. So anytime I send something weird, she just automatically like gets defensive.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, I don't ever think that she ever would do that to me. So it never crossed my mind.
Right.
But
It's always hard when you date somebody who has experienced trauma like that. Like, not saying like they committed it or whatever. It's just they constantly have that feeling of like having to be on guard.
yeah.
So like I've dated like 2 people like that before, and it was fucking hard.
Yeah. And I get like that sometimes. I've never like, the last relationship she was in, well, Kyle was the last one. But before that, the longest one she was in was 2 years. And yeah, I've never had a relationship that long before. This is now like the longest I've had.
Yeah.
So I don't have that kind of experience, but I have dealt with shitty chicks for sure. So I do overthink sometimes because of that, but nothing like what she does.
Right. I will say, I don't know how this worked out for me with Ariana, because I fully expected to be like super distrusting of like any woman I would ever meet again, because like literally every girl I was with since like high school has cheated on me.
Yeah.
And then like the one right before our Ariana cheated on me with my best friend at the time.
Yeah.
And he fucking introduced me to her. I was like, you couldn't have just said, hey, I got dibs or some shit. You were like, no, here, meet her, go out with her, that type shit. And then you do that? Like, I was like, what a dick move. So I was like, I didn't know if I wanted to be in a relationship. And then I met Ariana and like never thought about it.
Yeah.
Like had no issue.
Like that's how I am too. But I will tell you this: if something ever did happen like that, that would cause me. I probably couldn't date anyone else, just because of how in depth this has gotten, and that would just take it all away, and that would like fuck with me.
Yeah, that may also be why I think I'm fine, because like the longest relationship I had before Ariana was like, I think the longest was like 7 months.
That was right around what mine and Brittany's was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like that's a lot of time, But like in the grand scheme of things, it's
No.
like you haven't committed what you've already committed to Kinsey. Like,
And honestly, that's crazy too, because it's been like a year and a couple months.
mm-hmm.
It's felt like I've already been with her for like 5 years. Like
Yeah.
I know like everything about her,
Oh yeah,
and she knows everything about me. And I've dealt with every mood she's had already. I've dealt with and her dealing with me too.
oh yeah,
Like we just, yeah, I don't know, it just happened that way, kind of thing. So.
right. It's always nice when you kind of know how your person ticks.
Yeah.
Even though sometimes that can be a bad thing because you can use that to your advantage and be that much more of a dick if you're fighting.
Honestly.
So you're just like, do I use it now? But not a healthy thing. It's
No.
just when you're in the heat of the moment, it's hard not to go there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you too. When honestly, I'm getting out of it more and more each time we do have, and we don't even have like fights. We just have like little fucking like spats or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But it used to be where, and still a little bit now, but not as much. But when we would get into that, I would like feel good in that kind of setting in a way, or like because I am used to that. But just seeing like my parents and stuff, I think is why.
Right.
So I would like want to keep it going, kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
thing, because I felt comfortable in that.
Oh yeah.
So
You-
and then at the
you
same
wanna
time,
stick in that situation.
yeah, I'd want to stick into it, but then I want it to be over, and I want to resolve it like right now.
Yeah.
Even though sometimes she doesn't want to like talk about it like right now.
Right.
But I do. So I gotta
It's
get out of
when
that.
you want it to be on your terms. Type of deal.
Yeah, and I'm like, I gotta get out of that.
Yeah.
So
It's a human thing though. Like it's
yeah.
especially when you have grown up watching it, because like there are times I can think of in my parents' relationship. The one thing that me and Ariana are really good about that I witnessed a lot growing up is I don't think my parents ever listen to the podcast, so I should be good. They like to bring up the option of divorce like all the time.
To each other.
Yeah. And in front of me and my sister.
Growing up.
Yeah. That's one thing that me and Ariana do not do.
I just feel like that's a no
Yeah.
to do in front of your
Well, dude, especially in front of your kids.
Yeah.
But even opening that door, it's like,
Like in my mind, if you open that door, you're already in that kind of
Yeah.
mindset. Like you want to almost.
oh yeah, you've pre-given up.
Yeah.
Like it's not a healthy thing. Especially, I've seen people go back and forth, whether or not they're gonna do it, and then like eventually, obviously, it happens. I've never seen anybody bring that up, other than my parents, and still be together, and it
Yeah.
still feels like once a year one of them talks about it, and I'm just like, fuck.
Either do it or don't.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want you to, but like,
Yeah. But at least now,
Fuck.
if they did it, at least you're not like a kid anymore. I mean, it still suck, but like,
well, especially now that I have a little brother.
oh,
So
that'd be
I'm
rough
like,
too.
I don't want to see him go through that more
Yeah.
than anything now, because like, he already has a lot to deal with.
Yeah.
So,
When my parents first got separated and they filed the first time, I was in 5th grade. So I think that fucked with me a lot, because
Oh, yeah.
that lasted for like a couple months.
okay.
And they got back together, and then they're like, we're never going to do this again, whatever bullshit. And then it happened for real anyway.
Right.
So that concept like scares me a lot.
Yeah.
Even though like I don't believe in it and I wouldn't do it, it just like scares me.
Oh, no, I fully get that. I've witnessed 2 sets of cousins have to deal with their parents' stuff.
Yeah.
So like I can only imagine. And I mean,
That shit sticks with you forever.
I've only seen, and none in my family, but I've only seen like 1 or 2 like clean divorces that didn't have like,
It wasn't toxic,
yeah,
which is rare.
yeah, it's very rare.
Yeah.
Like when you get love mixed with that kind of stuff, like so much violence.
Yep.
A lot of the time, which is terrifying. One statistics that I'd never realized until the last couple of years, and it's mostly because of Sword and Scale, is women are more likely to be murdered within the first 2 years of being divorced. Whether it's because they're going out and having fun and partying and like being unsafe, or a vengeful ex.
Yeah. Which is fucked.
Yeah, which
It's fucked.
more than often when women die, it seems like that's what happens when they're coming out of a divorce. So,
Or they're married and their husband kills them.
I mean, dude, there
Every
are so
episode
many.
of any true crime show where like this guy's wife died, I'm like, well, it's probably him, and it ends up being him.
Like the 5 times that it hasn't been that, I'm like, oh, this is a good episode.
I'm like, how?
Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Because what was that one episode? It's in Wisconsin. I recently listened to
You're
it.
like cheese there.
I recently listened to it on another podcast. But I heard it on Sword and Scale first. This girl goes out with her boyfriend. They just had their first kid. She has kids from another guy from a previous relationship. And they end up getting into a fight that night, right? And so she goes to a bar with his friends while she's waiting for him and his other friend to come, and he ends up like never coming. And by the time he actually does show up, she's gotten so pissed and left and gone to another bar.
Oh.
And then everyone's like, okay, he fucking did it. Like, if you guys were fighting, everybody knows about it. I don't know how the timeline works. But you fucking did it. Especially because they find like blood in their front lawn and shit.
Oh shit. Yeah.
And like,
everything's pointing towards
yeah.
him.
And then come to find out, this guy, who I believe was a friend of the husband, picked her up at the bar, tried to like take advantage of her in the front seat of the car while she was completely intoxicated and she was trying to go inside. So he ends up killing her, doing that, and then dumping her body in the in a like farmer's field.
Did he try to set the husband up?
He just didn't try to say anything.
Oh,
it took
okay.
like 6 months for them to like tie it to him though.
Damn. And they didn't arrest the husband that whole time?
No.
Usually they arrest those motherfuckers like right away.
They got really close, but they pressed him hard like for a couple weeks.
That'd be such a shitty position to be in, especially when you didn't do it.
Oh, and you have a 7 week or 7 month old baby at the time.
Yeah, that'd be fucking insane.
And you're doing it all on your own. Like, oh, there's a shit ton of evidence in your front yard, and it's like, where do we go from here?
Yeah.
It took for like DNA to come back for like the guy never confessed. Like they had to like nail him to the fucking wall. I'm sure you'd remember the episode if you watched it or listened to it.
You had to give me the number. Was it an earlier episode?
It was earlier, yeah.
I re-downloaded the app.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I just paid the $10 a month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And because I wanted to go, I listened to the Natalie Bollinger one. I went back and listened
It's
to it.
such a good episode.
Yeah. I'm like, damn. I feel like I'm watching a movie. Like I picture it in my head while I'm listening to it.
Dude, that is one of the best produced episodes that he's ever
Yeah.
done. Like, because it plays out like a genuine mystery the whole time.
It does, because like right at the end, he's like, in the end, they all got it wrong, and then it's this guy, and you're like, what the fuck?
You're like, where did he come
Yeah, I
from?
know, no mention of him before or anything.
Yeah, that one was set up perfect, especially with it being so close, and then like the fact that we
knew the guy.
yeah, like I didn't
talked to
fully
him.
know him, but I know I talked to him a couple times.
Yeah.
Nate, none of them fucking remember him.
I don't know how. I knew as soon as I saw the picture. I'm
Yeah.
like, I fucking talked to that
I
guy.
was like, I didn't go there as long as all of you do, and I remember him.
Yeah.
Like, blew my mind.
Yep. Makes you think, like, what drove him to do that? I don't know. Just social isolation, obviously.
Well-
Obviously, he didn't have a lot of friends or anything.
He
was-
had a wife and a
that's right.
a baby.
Yeah, but he was making those weird, like, avatars in that video game or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what was wrong with
Well, and
him.
he was working at Domino's and he was trying to find a way to make more money, and then he like got like super like morbidly obsessed with like hitman shit.
Yeah. Which, I don't know. I don't know, like, how that works. Does that just suddenly pop in your head, or is there something always wrong with you?
I think it's a case by case basis, but I don't know, man. I think it's one of those like it's like a demon that gnaws at certain people. Like a heat of the moment thing, I think is different.
Yeah. That could happen to anybody.
When it's something like that though, like there has to be something under the surface.
Yeah.
It can't be. It's not something anyone just wakes up and they're like, today's the day. I'm sure it has happened, but
Sure, yeah, but, yeah, I don't know.
even then, like, you don't just walk out of your, like, fucking, I can't even say that. Because there have been, but I was gonna say, you don't just walk out of your front room and just start fucking spraying, but, I mean.
That happens too. But all those, more often than not, are premeditated too, though.
Well, either premeditated or there's something that just, like, drives them nuts in that fucking
Like,
moment.
just snaps.
Yeah. Like when There's that episode of Sword and Scale where I think it's like the 4th of July, and the two neighbors were feuding for like fucking forever because that dude had chickens in his backyard.
Oh, I remember that one. He just went fucking shot everyone.
Yeah, killed like 2 or 3 people.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Fucking nuts.
That was fucking crazy.
Because he couldn't have his emotional support chickens.
Yeah. Makes you wonder. But yeah, I don't know. That could be one of those cases where he just snapped, or he could have just always been weird. I don't know. I feel like, I hate to say it, but the people who play those, like that game, like, what was it, Amino or some shit? Where you create the characters and shit. Like almost like anime kind of style.
Not
video
Roblox.
games. No.
Like,
it was called, I thought it was called Amino.
Maybe. I just haven't heard of that one.
It's like, it's hard to like explain it.
Kind of like a
role
sim
playing kind of thing.
I think I know what you're talking about, but
I don't know. I feel like people who do that, like this, like the anime type shit where you create.
yeah,
I feel like more often than not that weird people are attracted to that stuff.
I agree.
Yeah, not everyone who likes that is weird. But
Yes,
weird people do get.
It's not a
attracted to
blanket
that.
statement.
Yeah, no.
But modern serial killers do frequent those websites.
Yeah, I don't know why, but it happens. But I mean, I think it was very clear why she did what she did. She just was tired of being harassed and whatever else was going on. She wanted. It was an elaborate, weird way to go about it.
Very weird.
But yeah.
But I mean, I honestly almost didn't even believe it when I heard this because, like, who the fuck is gonna do that?
Who's actually gonna bite on that? I don't know.
But to have like message evidence and all that, like, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. And it happened on Riverdale.
Macintosh Dairy Farm.
Yeah, I don't think it was the first entrance with the cow sign. I think it was the second one.
Yes, I believe so. My brother-in-law worked that case.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Did you see the crime scene photos?
No.
No.
You got
they
him?
don't. No, I was asking, did he?
Oh, that I'm sure he did.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like he would have. I'm sure it was gnarly.
Do you remember not this last Christmas?
You got really hyped when I said.
Sorry.
You're like, really?
We did that last week too.
Oh, yeah, we did.
I was like, another one.
See this dead bitch.
Oh no! So not last year, not this last Christmas, but the Christmas before. Do you remember when that guy killed his wife in that Jehovah's Witness church?
No.
In like Thornton.
I'll have to look that one up right now.
On it was either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, but I'm pretty sure it was Christmas Day. That's how my brother-in-law had to spend his morning.
Let me see. Well, okay, what now? What is it?
Jehovah's Witness husband-wife murder. Thornton.
December 25th, 2022, a husband and wife were found dead in a murder-suicide at the Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witness in Thornton, Colorado.
I believe he killed himself with a pipe bomb.
Broke a window and threw 3 incendiary devices into the building, but they did not explode. He then shot and killed Martinez before turning the gun on himself.
Okay.
Only one person was in the building at the time. Damn. That didn't go the way he thought.
No.
He obviously planning some more elaborate shit if he's going to do that. But
yeah, no. I remember hearing that Christmas morning. I was like, what a shitty Christmas, bro.
That's, yeah.
Yeah. Made me rethink wanting to be a cop.
I've thought about it multiple times, but one, I don't want to be associated with them. And then two, I don't want to be on an op.
I knew that was what you were going to say.
I respect them. Well, the good ones.
Right.
But
I would love to be a homicide detective.
Detective would be cool, but you have to be a cop first. But if you could just go straight to being a detective with the fucking trench coat and the hat and the 40s aesthetic.
I'm getting too old for this shit.
Yeah, I'm getting too old for this shit.
The Morgan Freeman.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool, but
I want to go home and watch Seven.
that's a good movie. That's a good movie.
So
Long
good.
Legs.
Oh.
I
need some more like serial killer like movies to watch.
Have you seen Zodiac?
Oh, dude, I love Zodiac.
I've never seen the whole thing.
So good.
It's good from what I watched.
I fucking hate how it ends, but it ends like real life.
That's another movie that people were comparing Long Legs to. I don't know how accurate it is, but the vibe is completely different from what I saw.
I wouldn't compare it to that one. I mean, as far as it's like a detective movie and you have the cipher. I mean, yes, as far as the cipher and stuff goes, it's straight out of Zodiac.
Yeah.
Like,
But this
that was the
Longlegs is
principle.
more supernatural horror.
Yes.
Zodiac is more real life crime.
To where I almost wouldn't even compare it to Silence of the Lambs. I don't find that to be a good equivalence.
My sister was telling me that too because she watched Silence of the Lambs for the first time, and she said it's really nothing like Longlegs.
It's straight like it's possible. Like Silence of the Lambs could
realistic.
happen. Yeah.
Is Silence of the Lambs? It's considered a horror movie, but it's really not, right? It's more of a crime thriller.
Yeah, it's like a thriller.
Longlegs is more horror-esque, would you say?
Okay. But there are more like effective jump scares in Silence of the Lambs.
Okay.
And
it's funny that non-horror movies have better jump scares than half of the actual horror movies.
Right. I can't even remember the last one to get me with like a really good jump scare was Sinister. The fucking lawnmower, dog. That lawnmower fucking got me.
I actually peed a little bit. Like in the movie theater. I remember. Not like pee, but just like a little bit.
Oh shit.
I was like, fuck.
I've had that experience. Not then. I had that happen once, especially when I was a kid. We were doing the corn maze on Riverdale.
Pissed yourself.
Dog, scared. I was fucking terrified back in the day. Now I can walk through there and I'm like, all right, like, I only go for my wife. I'm like, this isn't what it was when I was a kid.
That's how when we went to Frightmare last Halloween, and I wasn't scared, but I was more like tensed up a little bit. Mm-hmm. But then as we're walking through it, I'm like, it's cool.
Right.
But I didn't I think I played it up a little bit to like fit in with everybody. Yeah.
The last time I went to like a haunted house anything that like actually got me, it was during the summer, but it was the 13th floor. It was like a zombie apocalypse thing, and you walked around with like these air guns that had like a laser on them, and you had to hit the zombies in the head. And I was so fucking tensed up from it that dude, that was the best ab workout I've ever had in my life, because I was just sitting there squeezing my fucking stomach. I was like, oh my God, they're going to get me. Because you have to sign the waiver that they can touch you and everything. And I was like, fuck no.
Even though you know it's fake, there's just something there that tells you that it's not at the same time.
There was this weird sense of urgency where I was like, I'm fucking missing.
Now imagine how you feel in a real zombie apocalypse. If that's why you reacted in that situation.
I might be okay, but I need to rest for a couple days after that. Like, I can't do World War Z, dog. I don't think anybody could do World War Z.
I think I'd survive at least a week.
In World War Z?
Or just a zombie apocalypse in general.
So Walking Dead, I'm good.
Oh, Walking Dead, yeah,
fine.
I think I'd be good. But if World War Z, a week tops. Maybe even like 2 days, 3 days tops.
I think it depends on where you are when the outbreak happens.
Yeah, that's true too. If you're like here in Denver, you're fucked.
Yeah. No, there's no chance. No, because even like New York, the way they fucking swarm on top of each other, dude.
New York would be one of the worst spots to be at. A good spot to be would like be at Kenzie's parents' house in Wheeler. There's nothing over there.
The best spot to be, if it was real, would be like the Avengers helicarrier.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
Or underneath DIA where they have the fucking
dog. Unless one of them motherfuckers gets infected, then it's over.
Yeah, that's a no-go. But wasn't one of the conspiracy theories that there's like a room underneath or something underneath there that's going to house the 1% of the world if something happens?
Yeah. I would assume it'd be more than like a room. I think it's like so many stories down. Dude, they're still working on DIA. Constantly.
So it's like the fucking, remember the Resident Evil movies? The Hive? Where it's like a big thing underneath it.
Oh,
probably like that.
I believe that. And that's actually in Colorado in that movie.
Oh, it is?
That's in NORAD.
Yeah, it is.
So,
too bad they weren't better. The first two are good.
Agreed.
Passable. The third one is fun to watch because of the setting.
Yeah.
Extinction.
The rest of them are really just like
bad,
dumb fun.
Yeah.
Like they're not. They progressively get worse.
The first two are really nostalgic for me, especially Apocalypse.
The very last one I slightly enjoyed, and mostly because there's a moment where Michelle Rodriguez comes back, and I was like, "Hey,
whoa,
call back,
man, bitch,
man, bitch."
She's more manly than me, I think.
Dude, I was surprised.
Maybe more manly than you. I don't know.
Oh, 100%. I was surprised her and Zac Efron dated for a minute.
Yeah, he was. She was probably pounding him. Let's be honest.
Now I would say no, but he didn't have the jaw back then.
He didn't have the jaw. There's just always something feminine about him, I feel like.
I mean, I can kind of see that. I don't see him that way now.
Not anymore, no.
Yeah.
Now I don't know what the fuck I feel. Like,
Even in Baywatch, I kind of got that vibe.
the feminine?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just something like a little bit about, I don't know.
That square jaw, though, I was like, he's here now.
Yeah, he's here. He looks
Fucking weird.
but that's just him.
I was watching this thing the other day. This guy I watch. You know the guy who does those like videos where he's working at Arby's and he talks like real fucking weird?
Oh, when he's talking about Satan and shit? Yeah.
So
I thought that was real at first. This guy's fucking weird.
So that dude makes some really good like short films actually. And so he did like a full like feature length film, and I think it's called Onyx and the Talisman of Souls or Talisman of Bones or something like that. And he was doing this review thing, and the lady's like reading off the stuff from what's that? It's not Rotten Tomatoes, it's the other Letterboxd. Reading off the reviews. And it's fucking stupid funny. They're like really enjoyed the movie, but I didn't really understand why John Cena was there, and Zac Efron's fucking face looks really weird now. And he's like, this isn't my fucking movie. No, that dude always makes me laugh because it's the most awkward cadence in the world, but he's got it down pat to the
and
point
he
where you're
stresses like some words or stretches them out a little bit.
like, I'm gonna pull it up because it's my favorite shit in the world.
Yeah. Don't stop thinking about tomorrow.
Let's see. Oh, I'm not trying to pull up Onyx the rapper. Here we go.
Onyx.
Julie Bonovich joins us live. And Julie, what happened out there?
Well, David Glenda, they just finished boarding up the window pane and part of the wall here. This is a very busy Arby's. It sits right here in Woodward, in Royal Oak, near 13 Mile Road. So as you can imagine, there were quite a few people inside at the time.
All right. After a couple seconds of this one, I want you to watch a whole nother one of this.
That was the loudest bang I had ever heard. It sounded like an explosion.
I thought perhaps the end of days was upon us, but it turned out it was just a disoriented old lady in a champagne-colored Toyota Avalon crashing into my world like DNB circa 1996. Who's got their claws in you, my friend? Into your heart, I'll beat again.
Yeah.
All right, so he has this one. Hold it up to the mic and watch it. It's fucking stupid funny. Let's see.
Thanks, Dan. I'm here at Meltdown Comics in Hollywood to talk to local comic fans and find out what's in the bag. So what's in the bag?
I got a Deadpool comic.
Why Deadpool?
I just saw the movie, and it's been a while since I bought a comic, so I figured come get some.
What's in the bag?
Oh, I got Hellcat number 4.
What is your favorite thing about Hellcat?
I love the writer Kate Leth. I've been following her on Twitter for forever.
The Adventure Time and Kyridian and Marcy's Super Secret Scrapbook.
Kenna Black Blues.
Oh, it's Injection. One of my favorite writers, Warren Ellis. My favorite artist, Declan Shelby. I had to get it.
What's in the bag?
Just some Sailor Moon manga. I cosplay Sailor Jupiter, so I'm a huge
He
fan.
looks like a Sailor Moon fan.
I got some Green Lantern here.
Should be the next one.
Been a fan since I was a little kid.
I just picked up the most recent.
It's going longer than I realized.
What do you like about Batgirl?
I'm actually really enjoying this Black Canary storyline.
I love Black Canary. Hey there, what's in the bag? Huh? I'm from Geek TV, and today we're talking to local comic fans and finding out what they're purchasing. So what's in the bag?
It's called Brother Sister.
That's awesome. And what is that about? Like a brother-sister crime-fighting duo?
It's about a brother and a sister that fuck.
They what?
They fuck each other.
His face, he's like all worried.
Oh
They
shit!
fuck each other.
They fuck each other. He has like 80 videos, like pretending to be that guy.
That first one, though, I remember watching it. Yeah, I thought it was real.
and then he did a follow up to that one called We Dim Arby Boys. And there's like 3 other people that are doing it too, but no one can get it down the way he does. It's fucking stupid funny.
Yeah, it's great. God.
Oh man. We've gone over like Has anything interesting happened lately?
Anything interesting?
This has like been like the first week without like news.
No, I mean there's news, but it's just continued news from the bullshit that's been going on.
Oh,
And I've checked out.
I got one thing. Okay.
Okay.
Let me pull up this video real quick because it's like video evidence of
Chris Brown beating
a second shooter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you see somebody posted a fucking screenshot on Twitter and it showed Trump with his head turned here and you can see the bullet in midair.
That I believe.
Yeah.
Let me see. It's PBD podcast. I have to get to this specific spot, but I think I already have it ready to go for the most part. So, where is it at? It's like, if it got pulled down, I'm going to lose my... No, here it is. Here we go. So he has this sniper on who he's like kind of consulting. So watch the video the first time all the way through.
So watch this. I think there's okay, this is the one without music in it. Okay, because you don't want to have the music in it. Go ahead.
Can we bring him up for a couple of minutes? You get ready, McCormick. You get ready. The world will see a vibrant Republican Party. We're going to bring him up for...
Do you have another one?
This is like 2 to 3 minutes before the first shots went off.
Slows down him being shot. You're kidding. No, there zooms in and shows. Now again, I don't want to speculate here. I'm just saying there is.
Oh, whoa. There is somebody up there. Man 1 and Man 2. You're kidding. Yeah.
This is the one, Rob.
That the man 2 is the main guy.
Yes. No, man 1 in the red circle.
Left. It says man. And then if you
Yeah, the yellow circle says man 1.
So yeah, the one on the right.
Oh, dead. Whoa. Whoa.
Wait, he got shot?
So
That's what it looks like. If you look at the way he falls, it looks like the other one was pointing at him, and then he falls over like it's like a patsy, basically.
Wow.
yeah, that right there shows. That's a sudden move.
Wow.
This just came out.
And don't get me wrong, it could be something else, but it is fucking weird.
And by the way, they're saying this is 2 or 3 minutes before him getting shot. Okay, so now you can pause this. How does that?
I think that's
Yeah,
it.
it's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think anything related to that topic is what it is at face value. I think there's always something to it.
No, that I do agree with as well. It's I don't know what to believe, but the fact that it feels like we're in like another Warren Commission kind of situation is really bothersome.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason we shouldn't know. And on top of that, how many cameras were on him? Like, you can't tell me that 90 people didn't have their cameras focused on him recording him because they were excited to see him. Like, we should have angles.
Yeah.
And high quality at that. Mm-hmm. Like, there's every fucking phone has like a 4K camera on it now.
Yep.
So even stuff out at distance will look better than it would have 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So it surprises me that we don't have more evidence. And it also surprises me that they're waiting 60 days to release anything.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing is what it seems when it comes to that.
Yeah.
There's always some ulterior motive or... I don't know. I feel like it's always almost an inside job as it relates to like assassination.
Oh, 100%. I'd say, and like me and you were talking last week, and I was thinking about it more. I'm like, because I listened to our last podcast. I still would not say that I'm like, oh, it's like the opposite side, but it definitely feels like it's like a deep state thing.
Yeah.
Like it feels like the powers that be that are actually in power, because everyone likes to think presidents have power. We've been over that too. Like
They don't.
Not at
They're
all.
more talking heads for whatever bullshit they're trying to push.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's nauseating.
It's fucking nauseating. And it's stressing me out.
It's
Honestly, I don't really think about it too much, but I have like my own shit to be stressed about, but it doesn't help.
this I haven't cared about most of the rest of this. I could let it wash like right off my back. I'm like, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But it's fucking weird. And I can only imagine how people in 1963 felt.
Oh, and that's way worse.
Yeah, well,
Because the motherfucker actually died.
right? But the fact is, like, I find the magic bullet theory to be so implausible that I don't understand how anybody ever did believe it.
Yep.
Like,
It just wouldn't work.
no, there had to be a second shooter.
Yeah.
At the least.
And it was the comedian from Watchmen. He did it.
Oh hell. I like the way they did it. Also in you never watched The Umbrella Academy yet, have you?
If something's too hyped when it comes out, I tend to stray away from it. I'm like, because I want to be different.
The first and second season are fucking gold. The third season's really good too, though. First and second are perfect.
Do you see JFK get killed?
It's a plot point in the second season.
Because Gerard Way talks about the Kennedys in multiple fucking My Chemical Romance songs.
Which ones?
One I remember off the top is na 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 na. Drug Jimmy. That one.
Yes.
Because he's like,
It's literally
fuck like
called
a
Na, Na, Na,
Kennedy.
Na, Na, Na,
Yeah,
Na.
it is. But and there's a couple of other songs too where he references them. But yeah,
I mean, that dude is very well versed in history. Like he's.
yeah.
I can't
He
remember.
could have been a fucking guy who killed Natalie Bolger. He's that kind of guy.
Oh, that's wild to say, but yeah.
You know what I mean?
But the crazy thing is, like, and I think we've talked about this too. I was listening to that podcast I always tell you about, the Ninjas Are Butterflies, and they're like, so and so. Oh, I can't remember what the last connection was, but basically we'll go from the fourth thing, right? Or the third thing. It's E.L. James was inspired to write 50 Shades of Grey by writing fan fiction for Twilight. And the chick who wrote Twilight was inspired to write those books based on the music of My Chemical Romance. And My Chemical Romance was inspired to, or Gerard Way was inspired to create My Chemical Romance because of 9/11.
Yep.
So 9/11 caused 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh my god.
Like just a wild string of
Fucking.
like it's fucked up. But dude, he was super successful already before he started My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, because he was a comic book illustrator.
For DC.
Yeah.
And I believe Cartoon Network at one point too.
Yeah, so he was already had shit going, but
Yeah.
And then he
I shouldn't say
became
massively successful. Those dudes don't really make as much money as they deserve.
but he was doing the stuff that a lot of people want to do.
Oh yeah.
And then he became an alcoholic.
and then in the long run, he used My Chemical Romance to make even more money making comics.
Yep.
So, nice little turnaround there.
I wonder if he'll ever direct something.
I would be so happy.
Yeah.
I was surprised he let... I mean, I'm not surprised. But the way that the third season goes in Umbrella Academy, I was surprised that they went that way with stuff that was going on in real life.
True. Okay.
If that makes sense.
Have you heard Gerard Way? You know the band Trivium?
I've heard some songs.
Okay, well, the singer of that has a side project. I forget the name. It's some Japanese name, but it's like black metal sounding kind of. And he has Gerard Way on the song doing black metal vocals.
That'd be sweet.
Like, I'll show you.
There's only one proper name for a black metal band in Japanese. Be seppuku.
Seppuku?
Seppuku. Don't act like you don't know what that means.
I'm talking about bukkake.
No. No, the act of committing suicide with the blade.
That was Harry Carey. Hari Carey or some shit.
No, that's I thought that was a cult.
No,
Yeah.
I swear to Christ.
Because even Ghostman has a song called Seppuku.
Yeah,
Yeah.
harakiri is ritual suicide by disembowelment with a sword.
Yeah, isn't Seppuku the
Oh,
same
it's
thing?
also called seppuku.
Okay, I was
They
gonna
have
say.
2 names. Same shit. I gotta find this now.
Na 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 na.
What the fuck am I doing? Oh, okay, hold on. God damn it.
Gravity.
Ibaraki.
What? How would you spell that?
Ibaraki. Ibaraki. R. Ibaraki.
Okay.
God, fuck.
I mean, you still technically spelled it right. You just couldn't quit saying Kai.
This is what it sounds like at first.
Is this Breaking Benjamin?
Japanese version. Okay, and this. Okay, here comes Drive Away. Here we go. This is gonna shock you. Here we go.
That is surprising.
Drive Away. Yeah, it's cool to hear him do that kind of vocal.
Fuck yeah.
He does it live sometimes when
Right.
he's performing with My Chemical Romance. He'll scream every now and then, but
Yeah, but never
not
like
like
that.
that.
You ever listened to Bader Meinhof?
No.
Some of these I haven't even heard. But
Wait, let me see what does it look like. Oh, yeah, I've never actually heard it, but
Ghostman.
yeah.
I mean, it's not much different. There's just no rap now.
No, he's just like
Still great though.
There's this artist called King Yosef. I don't know if I ever played it.
Yes, and I've heard. Didn't he do one song with?
Just gonna-
Yeah, didn't he do 1 or 2 songs with Ghostman?
No.
No.
I think he don't like him, I don't think.
Okay,
'Cause-
I know you put him on our soundtrack too for one of the 2 movies.
Yes.
So
He has a black metal side project too.
Oh, he does?
Called Bruised Core.
oh,
And it looks like this.
okay. When are we getting another Ghostman project? Ever?
More of the slower. Yeah. But
Honestly,
he makes
the-
all the music himself too.
nice.
Yeah.
I kind of prefer slower, and I think black metal sounds better when it is one dude doing it.
Yeah,
It's really
'cause
weird.
It's weird. Have you seen the documentary on Vice's YouTube channel called One Man Metal? It's 3 bands that are 3 black metal bands that are one man bands.
I'm guessing Burzum.
No,
Really?
One of them is Leviathan. One of them is Zasther. And the last one, I forget the name. I'll have to look it up. But they're all weird people.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
This one of them lives in New Zealand and he lives by himself and he just goes into the forest at night with his face paint on and he just like tries to build it.
well, I mean that's what Varg did too. He was
Yeah.
Burzum was just him.
It was just him.
So like that's
He's the definition of
wild.
a piece of shit.
yeah, and he's free.
And he's free. That's
Have you ever watched any of his videos since he's
they're
gotten out?
weird as fuck.
I feel like I'm on a list now.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude. Like just watching those couple videos because he lives in France now.
Does he?
Yeah,
Let me see. I'm gonna find this.
because of the taxes or some shit.
Let's see. One man metal. So it's 3 parts. It's not noisy. I'll send you the link for the first one, but This is Leviathan. It's literally just him. It just shows him recording.
So you just record the parts separately, or
Yeah. And his life is fucked. He tried like suicide. His girlfriend that he was with for a long time killed herself, and that fucked him up. And then, do you know the brand Thunder, the trucks, the skateboarding trucks?
Oh yeah.
He created that logo, the heart grenade, and he never got paid for it.
What?
Yeah, he created that
That's insane.
because he used to be a skater too.
Okay.
But let me send you the link for the first part, and you can find the 2 parts after.
Okay. I love Vice. They have such a crazy catalog of documentaries.
I just sent it to you.
Okay.
But yeah, watch this. There's 3 parts. There, it's interesting. It's also depressing.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. But yeah, black metal's cool. I don't listen to it a lot, but every now and then I'll.
Dude,
put some on.
I got so heavy into
did?
it. I feel so weird about that trip now. Like going into that basement, when I think back, I'm like, that shit was dark. Not like, but like the vibe.
The vibe, yeah.
Like
'Cause
it was just eerie.
Yeah, there's something about that.
Dude, every shirt on those racks was used and holy. I was like, how are these selling? It was a cool shop, but like, dude, it was a fire hazard.
Oh, I bet.
You couldn't walk without like kicking a tape.
It's fucking crazy.
Like a cassette tape. I was like, why do you still even have these?
Yeah, I
what
can't
can you play these on?
like being there in person, yeah, I definitely believe that you would feel like a vibe.
It was weird. Have you seen the movie?
Lords of Chaos?
Yeah.
Oh, multiple times.
Dude, that record shop looks nothing like that.
I was gonna say, I don't think they use the actual.
It's like an eighth of that size.
I would, yeah.
Like, and that thing was clean and like spotless in the movie.
In the movie, yeah. I don't know if I'd ever watch the movie again, to be honest with you.
I don't know if I can now.
Yeah.
Like, there's 2 or 3 scenes where I'm just like,
well, you got
Dead.
Suicide,
Yes.
which was, they showed everything.
I really thought they were going to cut away.
No.
And
I've never seen a wrist cutting scene that detailed before.
Oh,
he just
dude.
like, I'm like,
yeah,
and then he just shoots himself, and then
the end scene.
the end scene was
Dude, the fork, or
Yeah.
not the fork, the knife
in the
just
head,
fucking, dude, you hear it, and then like,
and then he tries
Oh.
to, yeah,
and
I'm
then
like,
he just fucking throws his head back. Oh my gosh.
yeah, it was that was one of the only times when in a movie when like I did that scene where I felt like I was feeling like what he was feeling almost.
Yeah, it was dark.
Yeah. I think I saw it twice in theaters. Cause I saw it once with my mom and once with my dad, and then
Oh, really?
Yeah, my mom didn't care for it too much.
It made it made me want to see Rory McCulkin, and or was that Kieran or Rory?
That's Rory.
Okay, I want to see Rory in more things.
Yeah, he was good.
He was really good in a show too. What's the name of that Stephen King show?
Oh, the newer one. Not newer, but
It's like 3 or 4 years old now. It's the name of a town, Castle Rock.
yeah.
Yeah, good. He's in the first season, really good.
Okay.
Also, I mean, I was there just for Bill Skarsgård, so fucking amazing.
Speaking of which, are there reviews for The Crow yet? Because I know that thing's coming out soon.
Oh, I was like, we got to talk about a film.
Nothing yet. It comes out August 23rd, and there's no reviews yet. That's
Oh
not.
shit, it is this month.
I guess there's a couple weeks still, but
How do you think? Okay, so first off, what's the budget for that film? My guess would be 15.
let's see. The Crow 2024. 50. Wow. Which doesn't seem like a lot because of everything else, but that seems like a lot for that movie.
But it needs to make at least 150 mil. And they haven't been doing crazy marketing, so I'd say 100 mil.
At least it's already getting bad reception just from the promotional material.
Yeah, but that's because it's a different visual. People want
the old thing, and then plus you got the director of the old one talking shit on it, and that doesn't help. So it's like a bunch of people are talking shit on it. So I in totality, I think it'll barely hit 200 million, maybe.
So it'll at least be profitable.
Barely, yeah.
And I think that's more masochistic curiosity. or morbid curiosity, whatever you want to call it.
Opening weekend, I'm picturing it's gonna make like 60, 70 mil opening weekend. I don't think it's gonna hit 100.
I'm gonna say 50.
You're gonna say 50?
I want it to make more.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, and the choreography looks great.
Yeah, and I think he looks good in it.
Yeah, it's not what people are used to.
The purists.
Blah blah. It's let something new happen.
Yeah.
How many different iterations did we have that weren't all Eric Draven? And I don't even know if this is Eric Draven.
It is.
It is.
But they based his look on this one.
So it's an actual comic.
Yeah, the look. I think the storyline of the one they based him off of is different, but the look itself.
Okay.
I've seen a picture of it, but
Okay, I can see that.
yeah. And then also, Wild Justice. That's the storyline that they based his look on. Yeah, you can see it here.
Okay, so it's people just being whiny asses.
Basically, because they just want.
They want it to be
original-
like the old thing.
But if you give them a fucking paint by numbers remake and make it the same, they'll bitch about that too.
Oh, 100%.
So it's like what do you-
There's never any making anyone happy.
No.
So,
But
or
I mean,
making
if the
everyone
movie is bad, it's gonna be bad. But we'll see. We'll wait to see.
I haven't seen a bad movie that I can think of with any of the Skarsgårds. The closest you might be able to argue is that one like super low budget that the fourth brother did, the youngest.
He was also in Lords of Chaos.
Yes, he was. He played.
Tarzan wasn't that great. Kind of flopped too.
Yeah, it definitely flopped. I don't think it was as bad as some of the reception made it out to be, but yeah, I get it.
He was also in the last Godzilla and Kong movie too, which was I think mixed reviews.
I mean,
For the
yeah,
most
but
part, I liked it.
Godzillas are always kind of mixed reviews because you have a certain section of people that don't want any human drama and just want to see the monsters, and then you have the people that are like, well, what happened to me?
I don't know. I like the human characters if they're done right in those kind of movies, but I don't want to see them too much.
I
Like the
agree with
movies,
that as
but it's also hard not to show them because without them, like, there's no dialogue or anything like that.
Come on. I don't know why, but the last couple times I've been here, I haven't had reception down here. Skarsgård. Walter Skarsgård.
Walter Skarsgård.
He's younger than us.
Yeah.
What was the movie he was in? What were you going to say? I'm sorry.
I forget. I need to stop smoking.
Dude, that's how I felt all the time when I used to smoke. I just felt cloudy.
I never feel like cloudy, but there's just certain times where I forget what I just said. And I don't remember doing that before I smoked. I don't know.
That's fair.
Who knows?
Funhouse is the name of the film.
Funhouse?
Yeah.
Is it a remake of the original?
What was the original about? It's like a game show.
Oh, okay, I'm confused because if the original Funhouse was a horror movie.
It's technically horror, but it's like
This is the one I'm thinking of. I know for a fact you've probably seen the cover of this thing like in Blockbuster. It's blurry, but
oh yeah.
yeah.
This is the cover of this one.
Yes, this is
Yep.
one. Okay.
It's a decent movie, but like it definitely doesn't have the best acting.
Me and
But the
Ken,
premise is cool as hell.
I just recently watched this Bill Skarsgård movie. You should check it out. I forget. I think it's on Prime. I had to look it up, but it came out in 2019. Is it 9 days? No, it's not this one. Him and his girlfriend are like criminals, and they go to rob this house, and it just goes south.
Who is it?
Bill Skarsgård. It's like a dark comedy, basically.
Sounds familiar.
Oh, Devil All the Time. He's great in that movie.
Oh, dude.
That movie's rough. That you can only watch that every so often, right?
I think I've only watched it once, but I've listened to the book. And
I'm sure the book's more fucked up. Villains. And Micah Monroe. Yeah, she's in it too.
oh, really? That would be interesting.
It's really good.
What's the chick's name who played Sabrina the Teenage Witch?
That blonde bitch.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, it's on Tubi for free and Peacock for free. Do you have Peacock?
Yes.
Yeah, check it out.
Hell yeah.
It's only an hour and 30 minutes.
What's it called one more time?
Villains?
Villains. Okay. Melissa Joan Hart.
Yeah, Melissa Joan Hart. I fucking hate that.
I'm not a huge fan of her either. But there's a movie that I absolutely loved from her. It's a horror movie. Came out probably 10 years ago, maybe 15. And I want to say it's called like 9. I'm just going through her IMDb real quick. Yeah, it's 9 Dead. You ever watch that?
No. Let me see what it looks like.
2009. Where? Here we go. It's kind of a cookie cutter plot, but it's very reminiscent of like Saw, sort of.
That looks familiar. I feel like is that on Amazon Prime? I feel like I might have scrolled past that.
Might be. Rent by on Amazon, at least it says.
Okay.
So you could get it there. It got 5.4 out of 10. So I'm not telling you it's a great movie. But it was a fun little mystery, but it was also got really predictable towards a certain point.
Let me see. That reminds me, you just brought up Saw. Saw 11 comes out next year.
Thought it was this year.
It was supposed to be, but they moved it.
Motherfuckers! I thought it was
as far as I know.
They had a release date of November.
Is that X1? No, X1. It's 11, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2025.
Mother.
September 26, 2025.
So they moved it back a whole year.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was because of the strike.
Maybe. But I don't know, because those things probably don't take that long to make.
I wouldn't expect them to. But
5 days ago, Saw 11 gets enticing development update from returning franchise writer. Oh, fuck.
I love how that's a bad thing.
Yeah, because of returning. I'm like, why can't you bring in some new motherfuckers? I don't want that, bitch.
Oh, my leg.
Well, I can't read the fucking article. It got pushed back. But that writer calls it angry. I'm like, aren't all of them angry? They are. They're all angry movies.
I mean, yeah.
Or is he saying this one's like mean, this one's like mean? But they're all mean too.
I mean, yeah. But like the one I can remember the most like actual like vitriolic anger in, and it's not even my favorite one, but it's 3.
Yeah.
Because you understand at least like where he's coming from. The dad.
Also 6. I feel like there's some anger in that one. Not to level 3, obviously.
I'm just trying to think of 6 real quick.
He's the insurance guy.
Oh yeah. That one I get. Well, I'm saying the anger from the dad. But yes, I definitely get the anger from Jigsaw towards the insurance guy.
You also get the anger from the last guy on the shotgun carousel. Kill you! Look at me while you kill me.
The gay guy.
Yeah. Look at me. The way he says it is funny.
I mean, I'm assuming he's gay.
Oh, but I didn't even never crossed my mind. Why do you think he was gay?
Mannerisms, I guess. I don't know.
I gotta pull up that scene though, because it's funny as fuck. You look at me while you kill me or some shit. What were you gonna say about Saw 3?
Oh no, I don't remember what I was gonna say about Saw. But like, especially the moment where like the dude is on that machine, the dude who killed his son,
the rack
dog,
and he's like, "I forgive you," and then he just lets it happen.
Yeah,
I'm like, ooh.
That was dark. And then when he does actually go try to do it, he fucking kills the other guy.
It's funny too. In Saw 10, remember he's sitting, Jigsaw sitting at the park and he's drawing a schematic, and it's the rack.
Those things are intense, bro.
I want a reboot.
I do too.
So badly.
Ralph Ineson's the only person that can play it, though.
You think so?
That I would be okay with.
True.
Why did I think he was gay? I don't
I don't know.
understand.
I feel that way about some guys I see. I'm like, oh, he's probably gay. I don't know why. I just think that.
Maybe it's because he's well dressed.
That could be it. Now, because like dating Kenzie, like good majority of your friends are gay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm around gay guys. So now I can just pick up on it. I'm like, oh, he's gay. They even have in the because there's Sean, Zach, and other friend is Angel. I went to high school with her friend Zach, which is kind of funny.
Oh, that's true.
In their apartment, in the kitchen, they have a neon sign that says "faggot."
Oh my god!
And their apartment's really nice. And like the decorating's fucking nice.
Oh
So,
fuck!
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I can just pick up on the gay guys now. I don't pick up gay guys. I'm like,
I was like,
I
wait a
pick
minute.
up on who's gay. I'm not Justice.
I was waiting for something. I was like, I know it's coming. Oh,
He's
fuck.
not. Maybe at his hand. I gotta throw in a shot every episode.
I was going
You did,
to-
I think, last week.
No,
Or
you did last week.
Oh,
I
you
got
did
the
the
week. No, before the week. Before the week he was on.
Yeah,
I
you're
got
fucking
him.
lacking. You gotta get to it.
I was so close to doing it a second ago, but I was like, I don't know if that's too
What
hard.
were you gonna say?
I was gonna say. So you said I got a lot better at picking up on like who's gay, and I was gonna be like, and you were like, oh, I should have seen this forever ago with Justice.
Oh, that would have been good.
But I was like, I don't know.
You gotta let him have it.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, not like that.
All right. I gotta get heading now. Is there anything else you wanted to bring up this week, my friend?
I just want to remind everyone. Oh yeah, we pushed back the Spawn episode one episode. So
Yes.
next week we'll be doing that, which gives me more time to do because I couldn't think of somebody for a specific role. It was fucking nagging at me.
Send me. I'm gonna read it, but send me a list of characters you want me to put it in
Okay.
or put in it.
If you don't have time to read that book I gave you,
Listen to some
honestly,
videos.
YouTube.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of planning on doing that on top of reading because I
Okay.
want to get as many important characters in there to be like, okay, I kind of got a grasp on it.
Okay, I'll send you a list tonight of like the big hitters.
Okay. So if
So
you
that's
guys,
next week.
Yes. If you guys don't mind, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Apple
YouPorn.
Podcasts, and Spotify. Make sure to like, rate, subscribe, leave 5 stars everywhere you can. It really helps us reach out helps us reach out to other viewers. We'll see you guys next time. This is episode 128. My name is Anthony Stevens.
Damien Leva, and I won't stop until I name every porn website. Peace.
Peace.